If you really want to see the nature of success on the material plane, then the heart represents the cutting edge today. The gift is leadership, the shadow is arrogance, and the gift of the card is... Welcome in, happy Saturday. You are here with me, Wendy with an E, and this is Words of Wisdom Tarot. So yesterday we used the Wisdom Keeper Oracle deck, and we talked a little bit about the gene keys and human design. Today we are going to do a longer reading. I was really fortunate that 2 readings came out of yesterday's reading, and there's a longer one that I'm posting today under the random spread, because it also has a lot of questions for contemplation. And since it is the weekend, you likely have more time to sit and journal and stop and listen to the questions and think about what's being asked of you. I find that the questions for contemplation are super helpful, and they kind of trigger you a little bit to think a little bit more deeply, be a little more honest with yourself. I think this is going to be a very helpful reading to a lot of you. Also, though, remember, do keep in mind, it is a general reading. It may not resonate with you. Take what resonates, leave the rest, as I always say at the end. If it doesn't fit, it's okay. However, today's reading is... I really enjoyed doing today's reading. As I read from the book and got a second reading out of the same spread, I enjoyed the interpretation of it so much, and I hope you do too. So we're going to start down at teamwork, and I'm just going to read: the gift of teamwork is therefore about recognizing who belongs in your life. Gift is teamwork, shadow is interference. And the gift of this card is, I come to remind you that you always attract the relationships that teach you exactly what you need to know in order to grow. The more you trust that people are in your life for a reason, the more you'll be able to learn the relational lessons you need to learn. And the better your judgment will be when it's time to choose new partners, new friends, and collaborators. I want you to trust your instincts. Start smelling the people in your life. Ask yourself, who are my true allies? You have the potential to experience more trust, harmony, and teamwork in groups than you can possibly imagine. When you've found your true team, your destiny will naturally and magically unfold. And here's some questions for contemplation. Do you have difficulty trusting people? Do you keep them at arm's length? Do you keep running into the same unhealthy relational dynamics? Are your instincts often off? What old relationships are interfering most with your new ones? Think of a time when you experienced or witnessed teamwork. Draw a map of your current relationships. Indicate who are your true allies. Who do you trust? Who do you not trust? Be honest with yourself. Take a look at the people you've struggled with most in your life. If they were here to teach you something, what would it be? So in the sacral chakra, we're moving on to resolve. The 40th gift of resolve is about becoming adept at giving to yourself. Ultimately, it is about deep physical relaxation. So the gift is resolve, the shadow is exhaustion, and the gift of the card is, I come when it's time to relax and for you to understand the importance of balancing your desire to serve the world and your need to enjoy your life. Do not be afraid to stand your ground, set healthy boundaries, or be generous with yourself. Your time and energy are precious. Sometimes saying no Sometimes saying no to the right thing can be more powerful than saying yes. I'm not asking that you rest now and then. I want you to relax deeply and fully with your whole being. When you are genuinely relaxed, you are free to work in harmony with your true nature and environment and will have all the energy required to complete any task, no matter how great. The health of our communities and nations depends on people who have true inner resolve and a balanced physical, emotional, and spiritual life. I love that meaning of this card showed up in the sacral chakra, because how do you tap into your divine feminine? Through rest, through ease, through flow. So your questions for contemplation: where, with whom did you find it most difficult to set a limit? What are you afraid of? Where are you not valuing yourself and your precious energy? What or who in your life exhausts you? Have you learned how to enjoy your solitude? Are you getting enough alone time? What truly relaxes you? Do you keep others at a distance because of painful experiences? Have you ever felt your inner resolve aligned with divine will? Allow yourself to say no to someone or something today. Write your reflections in a journal. Moving on to competence. I love his hat. Look at that flower on there. So, competence carries within it efficiency, enthusiasm, flair, and flexibility, the 4 keys to material success. The gift is competence. The shadow is compromise. The gift of the card is, I am here to remind you of your dreams and to encourage you to take an honest look at your life. It is time to put the fire back in your belly and stop making compromises. The more you compromise, the more trapped you'll become in a life that isn't even yours. You were born to inherit a rich, fulfilling, and harmonious life, and to experience competence. I see you cutting through obstacles, loving what you do, becoming a magnetic original, and adapting creatively to each new synchronistic opportunity that comes your way, open to the bounteousness that awaits. Your questions for contemplation: where are you compromising in your life? Where are you settling? Where are you leaking precious energy? Think of a time you had fire in your belly. What does competence mean to you? When have you felt the most competent in your life? Where do you share bounteousness of your gifts with others? What dream is asking to be pulled out of the closet? Find a way to rekindle a dream and share your bounty today. No coincidence that landed in your solar plexus. Imagination. Okay, she's a beautiful girl. If you allow your pain, or the world's pain, to be expressed through an artistic process, you will see alchemy in progress. Gift is imagination, shadow is confusion. The gift of the card is, I come to set your imagination free. But first, you must bless your pain and confusion with the gift of your awareness. In the presence of confusion, there is nothing to do, nowhere to go, nothing to figure out. Confusion is a totally natural human state. It is actually holy ground. So taste it, embrace it. But do not try to change, interpret, or get rid of it. As soon as you remember that you are not your confusion, a true diamond nature will emerge from the coal, and your imagination will be released so you can give expression to your pain and inner demons through a fulfilling process of creativity. Whether you're expressing with a paintbrush or a pen, be honest, courageous, illogical, and wild. Go where no one has gone before. This is really following the dreams that are in your heart. Let's really listen to this card. Questions for contemplation. What are the ways you avoid feeling pain and confusion? By fitting in, overthinking, keeping busy, getting angry? Where are you still hiding your originality? How do your current relationships reinforce your hiding? Think of a time when you made room for your imagination. At this moment, what causes you the most pain or confusion? Find a way to express your pain, fear, or confusion creatively. Don't make it a great art. Make it honest. And discernment. She is a beauty too. Discernment begins at an individual level as you come to see how deeply your view of others is connected to your feelings. Over time, you reclaim the ability to listen to others and the world from a broader perspective. The gift is discernment, the shadow is discord, and the gift of the card is I am here to wake you up. Where are you repeating the same mistakes? Where are you refusing to listen and accept the consequences of your heart's truth? You will be surprised at how courageous you are once you begin to be honest with yourself. It is time to start listening to yourself and to others. Learn the art of discernment, listen beneath the words, listen for the deeper desires, the emotional agenda, and the underlying tone. Listen beyond your own individual story. There is a grand mythic human drama playing out in your life and all around you. We are all part of it. We all have our version of the underworld. We all carry the wand of a wizard, the sword of a warrior, and the potential for a happy ending. As you begin to see the mythic quality of your own rich human life, your optimism will grow right along with your empathy, compassion, and heroic potential. You are not alone. I am here. Questions for contemplation. Where are you trapped in a self-destructive cycle? Where are you starving for empathy from yourself or others? Discern the ways that your experience of the world around you is colored by your mental and emotional states. How can you be more empathic towards yourself and others in your everyday life? Is there a myth you resonate with at a deep level, one that reflects your family or cultural story? If you were to write your own myth, what would it be about? Who would be the protagonist? Write a simple myth in your journal. Let the story impact your life. And then go forth and speak. This is all about communicating. And if you don't want to speak it to other people, at least speak it out loud to yourself. Speak it to someone who, crosses your path and says, hey, this is going on in my world. Share your story with them. You don't have to be up on stages sharing your story. One person at a time creates a butterfly effect. Acceptance in the third eye chakra. The path of love is the path of acceptance. In order to accept something about yourself, and especially something uncomfortable, it must first be recognized. The gift is acceptance, the shadow is constriction, and the gift of the card is, when I look into your eyes, I see innocence and trustworthiness, a deep optimism that remains untouched no matter what has happened in your life. I know from experience just how difficult it can be to experience true acceptance of yourself or another. Like me, you will be tested in this life. But I'm here to reassure you that if you commit yourself to embracing your deepest wounds, no matter how deep and painful they are, you will find there is no wound in the whole world that you cannot bear or embrace. Worries and grudges will naturally slip away. And wherever you go, you will know in the depths of your heart that you belong. I come to bathe you in the warmth of unconditional and universal love. You are so worthy. Feel that in your third eye chakra, because I sure feel it in mine. Questions for contemplation. What experience from your past have you not yet fully accepted? What wound are you refusing to feel? How can you give expression to that wound, to a person, in a poem? Have you ever opened up to your pain and discovered a greater capacity for love and a deeper connection with the world? When have you experienced universal love? How did it feel? If you can feel that you carry a very big wound, I invite you to seek support from someone, a counselor, therapist, or spiritual guide who can hold your hand as you move towards acceptance and liberate your heart. Okay. And last but not least, we have leadership. Okay. If you really want to see the nature of success on the material plane, then the heart represents the cutting edge today. The gift is leadership, the shadow is arrogance, and the gift of the card is, I come to free you from your own conditioning and to make you aware of just how much you will still care about what others think. Be honest with yourself. Where and with whom are you being arrogant? How are you spinning the truth in order to be admired, respected, or gain more power? It is through wisening up to these tendencies, no matter how subtle, that your true capacity for leadership is born. It is time to recognize the limitations of your own intellect. True leadership does not require a superior mind or the recognition that you are a leader. It doesn't require that you always know what you're going to say. It isn't even about finding and projecting your own voice. It is about listening deeply to others and using your voice to represent theirs. No matter what you do, whether you are speaking, writing, or creating, do it with humility and heart. And your questions for contemplation: have you ever put yourself down to avoid seeming arrogant? Do you ever defer your power to others? Do you ever find yourself being arrogant? In what situations? And what feelings are underneath the arrogance? In what areas of life are you a leader? Have you ever been able to represent others by listening deeply and giving them a voice? Do you lead in the spirit of humility and service? Think of a leader in your life or in the world for whom you have great respect. What qualities do you most appreciate in this leader? And what is one thing you can do today to be more like this person? So that is plenty from the cards for today. If you enjoyed this reading, please consider giving it a like, share it, subscribe, turn on your notifications, leave me a comment, do all those good social media things, because they certainly help the YouTube channel, the YouTube algorithms find my channel and show it to people like you who enjoy this content. If something in here resonated and you'd like to explore more deeply, all my links are in the bio below. If you enjoyed this and something resonated with you, if you'd like to dive more deeply into that, my link tree is in the description box below. And as always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I love you.